He doesn't look in the mirror too often.
I cried 4 times.
Me too.
He cries easily in movies.
I wonder if it was the same for.
He's very self-sufficient. He can darn a sock and cook himself dinner and iron a shirt.
What are we doing over here?
The peppers are cut.
He rarely gets defeated, which I feel like I always do.
Got some carrots.
Charlie takes all of my moods steadily. He doesn't give in to them or make me feel bad about them. He's a great dresser. He never looks embarrassing, which is hard for a man.
God damn it, Charlie!
He's very competitive.
Oh, come on! What's this? Who owns Baltic Avenue?
Me.
How much is it? I don't have enough.
$450 now.
Okay, so I'm done? I'm done, right? That's it. This is so frustrating.
When you say the plot of this movie and things, that it's really dealing with a breakup, a divorce, but it's not all that. You actually decided to write a love story, and that's what this is, right?
Yeah, I one of the sort of the things that led to me writing and making this movie was this sort of trying to find a new way to tell a love story, which I'd been thinking about for a while and talking to Adam and Laura about, and David, and yeah, in a strange way, it revealed itself in the narrative of a divorce.
Yeah. And how much, I mean, there's been speculation that a lot of your movies, though, anybody that knows Noah's movies, know that you put a lot of yourself in each movie in one way or another. There's inspiration from your own life. So how much of Noah was put into this particular script?
It's something that happened, it's happened to me, but it happens to so many people, and it's in so many families go through versions of this. So I, did all this research for it. I talked to, I brought my cast in early so that, just to even talk about the characters, and we're all friends. So we talk about relationships. We talk about, whether people have been divorced or not, or had your parents divorced. And I interviewed couples and people who've gone through it. And then I went to professionals, lawyers, and judges, mediators, and it really provided me a big canvas for the movie.
Yeah. And Adam, you have done, this is your 4th movie that you've worked on with Noah, is that right? Yeah. So what is that experience like? Because it's different, I imagine, than a lot of other directors. It takes place over a number of dinners and meetings and, way before cameras roll, right?
Yeah, it just feels like an ongoing conversation that changes location. We start at dinner, then we go to each other's houses, and then we'll be in a rehearsal room, and then we'll be on set, and we're still talking about it, even though there's nothing to change about it. Then it's like, well, things that we could have, or we're good about it, or not good, or what do we want to do next? It just feels like a conversation that Noah is following in a tradition that I love of creating this company of people that are very forthcoming. They don't keep anything from keeping it private almost as a disservice to the movie. So he's aware of our strengths and weaknesses, and so when we get on set, there's no time wasted, because being on a film set, nothing is set up to help you do your job. And you have to meet a time, there's someone has bad gas is holding the boom mic, or I don't know why that's the first example that I came up with. But Noah has created.
I'll tell you what scene it is.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the montage. I lost my train of thought. He's created, an environment that you just waste. You waste no time. He doesn't take it for granted that we're making a permanent thing, that we've asked everyone to travel to a certain location, and someone's paying a lot of money for us to tell this story that hopefully it better be worth the effort and time, and so we just there's no energy wasted on not trying to be as present as possible, whatever that means.
Laura, you have, for those who have seen the movie, they know, you are sensational here as a divorce lawyer. without competition. Clearly, you have talked to a divorce lawyer or did some research on this to play this, and it's so interesting. And then you have a killer monologue that he wrote for you that just gets applause, stops the show every time, too. Can you talk about how you got into this role from an acting point of view?
Well, first, just to, continue the conversation that Adam was just having about the family that Noah creates. I feel so blessed to have been invited into this family, and we had become friends, and then started conversations around his building of this film. And we joke about feeling like we've been working together forever, but it is a great luxury when you feel like you've found a sense of home. And with these gentlemen, it really does feel like that. I mean, I'm presuming, don't tell me what Noah's face looks like while I say this, this is now the rest of my life because I only want to be with these people. But it is an amazing feeling because, as you were talking about, there's a safety net built in when you walk on set and feel that your family member and your champion is directing you through it. So it's not about getting the job and coming to work feeling like you're somehow still auditioning. All that is behind you, and now you're a family tackling a new area or a new version of the story as this conversation continues. So you feel so safe. And David helps provide this safe womb of space with Noah. And then you get the greatest writing you've ever dreamt of in your life.
David, this is your first time producing with Noah here. How did you find that? You've obviously produced Harry Potter movies, Gravity, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, all kinds of different movies. But yes. Applaud the films of David Heyman. What was this one like, and how was it different?
Noah really enjoys the conversation. So as a producer, that makes your job so much easier because he is the most communicative person I've worked with. I mean, I guess great directors are great communicators, and Noah's right up there. He's so specific about what he wants, and yet he enjoys the collaboration with his actors, but also every member of the crew. And the direction on this film is in many ways so discreet, it's almost invisible. And yet Noah's mark is on every single second, every single frame, every single minute scene, every part of this film, from the sound of the air conditioning and when that comes on, from the movement that an actor makes, from the sparseness of a wall, every cut point, it's all in his head. And he's great at communicating that to every member of the team, and yet leaving space for the actors and for his collaborators through that conversation to bring themselves. So for me, it was an absolute pleasure. I learned a lot, and I hope that I'm a part of the family now.